And good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are. Welcome back to my stream. I hope you all had an awesome weekend. I know that I did. I'm here in the studio with my friend Manu, who came over to visit for a few days. It is hot, it is a beautiful day, and it's a wonderful summer day here in Nice, France. So anyways, my friends, we're going to do like we always do. We're going to go over to the computer. We're going to check out what we did last week, and then we're going to tackle our painting from there. So let me see, what did we do? Let's check out a quick recap. And yes, we folded our last painting that we had finished the day before. We added and started these 3 posters using all new colors, a light purple, a green turquoise, and a blue turquoise. So that's what we did. And then to finish our day, we added a little bit of shadowing to give it some depth and some richness. So what are we going to do today? Well, today we're going to continue and add the first details to our paintings. I'm going to start off with doing little circles, not too much. I don't want it to be too heavy, of what I call electromagnetic waves. We're going to do that with some gold paint. And then after that, thanks to the fan, hopefully all that will dry very quickly. And by the time I finish down here, I can go back to the first poster, we'll call it posters. And then I'm going to start adding what I call my little planets or little bubbles or whatever you want to call it. And we're going to do that in white paint because the day after, which is tomorrow, we will be adding some orange color. And the reason I put the white first is because I like my colors to be nice and dynamic, nice and electric. So enough talking. I'm going to get over here right away. And the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to grab my compass. I'm going to do some little circles with my compass, and then we'll go over that with the gold paint. And I'm not going to do too many of them. I don't want it to be too heavy of these circles, because with the gold, of course, they shine quite a bit. And that's it. So let's start. I'm going to start with this upper left-hand corner like I usually do. Right up here, let's zoom in a little bit. This part is not all that interesting, but anyways. So, now you're probably thinking, well, why didn't I do this before? Well, just a reminder, the reason is that we like to do everything together on this stream, and that goes from everything like we're deciding what we're going to paint to cleaning our paintbrushes. So there we go. I guess maybe one more over here in this lower left-hand corner. Step back, take a quick look. One there. Okay, I think that's fine. I'm going to basically do the same over here. Probably do it in the same spots. Might as well. I mean, I'm doing these paintings as though they were posters that I was going to glue in the street, you know, something I did for many years. But the reason why I'm doing this on really a beautiful paper, expensive paper. So it's not to be glued in the streets. This is my gallery that wanted me to do some smaller paintings than the ones that we usually do, which are 66 inches by 64 inches or 1.70 meters by 1.20 meters. So he wanted something smaller that he could probably sell easier. So that's why we're doing these 3 little paintings. 1, 2, or we said one here somewheres maybe. One over here, maybe a little higher, maybe right here. Yes. One down here. I don't need to do anything here because that's where I'm going to have my nuclear guys going to be right there. We'll do that at the very end. So, got that done. Let's do this a little bit bigger. Oops. Okay, let's do it like that. Up. There we go, two more. Yeah, actually, this is going to be quite a bit. I didn't want to do it too much, but at the same time, I do want to keep a certain balance on the painting, so have everything being nice and feng shui, as they say. Oop. There we go. Well, last week we're kind of lazy, skipped a few days to watch the Olympics, stay at home. I say it was so damn hot in the studio that there we go. So where are we here with the cameras? Okay, I'm on camera number 2. Guess I should switch over to camera number 1 a little bit. I'll just bring this a little closer. Just like that, okay? Guess it doesn't really matter until we start painting, because you can't really see the pencil lines unless I zoom in. Really not that interesting. So let's make this a little bit bigger. There we go. We want to give the impression that these are ripples that are moving from the center outwards, as though you threw, oops, yes, I'm in the wrong camera again. So let's go back to this one. So this is kind of as though you were throwing a stone in the pond and then you see the ripples moving out from the center. That is basically what I have in my mind when I do this. That's why I call it electromagnetic waves. There we go. Oops. There we go. So like most Mondays, I'm kind of happy to be back in the studio. On Fridays, I'm happy to go home. But Mondays, I'm kind of speeding here in my mind, so I gotta cool down, relax, and enjoy myself. Because I'm anxious. I can't wait to start painting. Always happy to do that. Okay, one more to go. I should have done this a little smaller, to do the, kind of screwed that up. No big deal. Up, so let's do the last circle. Oh. Okay, there's one done. Okay, there's two. Very good. All right, I guess we're all set. It's all done. That's all done. I guess we're pretty much all done here. I kind of screwed up here. There we go. Okay. So let's get the gold paint together here. So I have it right here. Come back to camera number 2. Just add a little bit of this yellow gold. And I'm going to work this with just a little bit of water so that the paint flows on the canvas better. But I'm not going to put too much water because I don't want this paint to be, I want this paint to be nice and opaque. But I realize this is the wrong gold. This is a red gold. And I don't like the red gold that much. I like more the yellow gold. So I'm going to put this aside. It's what I used on the previous painting, and I didn't really like that gold that much. I like this yellow gold. I think it looks a lot nicer. So we are just going to grab another palette, and we're going to use this other gold, which is so much, which I like better. And I'm going to just come over here to camera number 2. And I'm going to just switch over to camera number 1 for a second and show you. You can see the difference of the two golds, right? This one is that yellow gold, and this one here is the red gold. And when it dries, the red gold is almost orange-like. So let's bring this back up here. And just like before, I'm going to add a little bit of water. Just so, because it's kind of stiff. And this is going to make it so much better to put on the canvas. But again, I'm not going to put too much water because I want it to be nice and opaque. Just going to stir it up. Stir it up, little darling, stir it up. There we go. I'm going to have to add water as I paint because it's so hot that all the water is going to evaporate very quickly. So I don't have to worry about it too much as we go along. We'll just have to keep adding water. So that looks pretty, still looks a little thick. I'm surprised. I'm going to add maybe a little bit, just one more big drop of water. There we go. Now, obviously, if I was mixing two colors together, I would go over to camera number 1 and I would mix this with you. But to put gold and just add water, well, obviously, you don't have to be a brilliant scientist to do this. So I'll just do this very quickly and get to painting right away. Looks like it's pretty good right there. So let me find the right paintbrush. I usually have one that I use almost all the time, if I can find it, and it is right here. There we go. So I'm going to put this to soak, and I'm going to move camera number 1 over here so we can see what I'm doing. I'm going to move it over to the side so I'm not in way of the lens. So of course it's going to be like a little distortion. Maybe I'll move this back and just zoom it in instead. There we go. So, like usual, I always start on the upper left-hand corner and I work my way down to the right, just so I don't put my hand in the paint. So being right-handed, I start obviously on the upper left hand and work my way down. Like that I can avoid catastrophes. At least normally that's the way it goes. So let's do this. So how are we doing? Okay, that looks pretty good. Got the camera the way we want it. So as you can see, the gold really sticks out. That's why I didn't want to put too much. But then again, with all the other stuff that's going to go on top, you'll barely notice it. This is really just the background, really. On my larger paintings, I do a lot of these, a lot more of them, because I like when the rings crisscross between each other. Am I still on? Yes, barely. So let's move this down a little bit, just like that. I'll move it back so I don't have to move the camera every 10 seconds. Go. Okay, so we're a few minutes into the show. I am just going to go over and make sure everything is okay. No boo-boos. Everything is going very good. No drop frames. The upload speed is okay. Very good. I didn't forget to turn on the microphone. So let's get back to camera number 1. There we go. Let me zoom in. Not only zoom in, but just get out of the way, get out of the frame. There we go. Bring this down again. There we go. Zoom out a little bit, just like that. There we go. Very kind of quickly. It's hard to see, isn't it? I guess maybe with all these color, the gold on this turquoise green that I just discovered last week or a couple of weeks ago with the painting that we just finished. I kind of like these colors, never really used them before, so kind of exciting for me to do that. Hopefully it'll work out when it's all finished. And I can see already my paint is drying up very quickly. I'm going to have to add some more water. Maybe I'll do that right now. I need no reason to be lazy. Go. So let me just come back here for 1 second. Just add a little bit of water. So the gold is already nice and stiff here. With this heat, again, everything is... There we go. There we go. Get the paint to be the right consistency so it just glides on the canvas the way we want it to. And let's go back to camera number 1. I mean, I often say on this show that there's three things you have to do for painting to go nice and smoothly. One is have the right consistency of the paint. Two is to have the right paintbrush. And three, to be in a position that's comfortable to paint. If you have all three of those things together, well, it's nothing but pleasure, nothing but happiness. So it's nice to get those things all settled. And here I'm like kind of squatting to these lower ones, but I'm not going to pull my chair over just for that, just for a few seconds. So there we go. Now let's continue and tackle Mr. Purple. All right, up here, I'm going to just zoom in a little bit. Just like that. Barely see my pencil. There we go. All right, very good. Now let's continue. There we go, very nice. Up, there you go. And of course, I'm continuing working on the left-hand side, working my way to the right. Again, to avoid catastrophes of me putting my hand in the paint. There we go. And since it is rather repetitious and boring, well, maybe I'll play a little bit of music. Why not? So this is music from some friends of mine. Diego is on the violin, Jacek is on the guitar, and Lucien is on the drum. So I'm just going to play some music. I'm going to go back to camera number 1, and let's continue these rings. Again, I have to add a little bit of water. Okay, I'm just going to add a little bit more gold for this last one. We did the turquoise green, we did the purple, now we're going to tackle the turquoise blue. But I do need a little more paint for that. There we go. Hopefully when this is done, what we started with will be dry. I have the fan on medium high. So let's keep our fingers crossed. go. That looks very nice. Just move on over here. Okay, just 2 more circles to do. There we go. And I'm going to grab my chair. Might as well be comfortable. There we go. Okay, very good. So I'm just gonna stop the music for a second here. There we go. Thank you, gentlemen, for the music. And then let's pull this baby back. Let's see where we're at here. Okay, so we got our little electromagnetic waves done. And yes, all this is dry, so we can continue. And now we will put our little bubbles for the day. So for that, what do I need? It's very simple. I just need white paint, which is right here. So let's get the white paint out. Whoa, I'm almost empty here, but I guess I'll use my spoon. Find a palette. Or maybe I can use the cap. Sure, make a mess. Let's clean this off because I have a lot of gook. I don't know what it is. Oh, screw it. Okay, I'm just going to grab just another palette. There we go. And grab some white paint. There we go. And just like with the gold, I am going to just dilute a little bit of water in this paint. First, I'm going to clean off my spoon and Let's keep the materials clean first. First priority. There we go. Very good. And then just like before, we're going to just mix some, mix some water with the white paint, just so it flows on the canvas better. We have total control over everything. There we go. Yep. Okay, just checking out the computer, making sure that the computer and my brain are on the same wavelength. Again, this is not very interesting. It's not rocket science. So I'm just going to do this very quickly. And then pick the right paintbrush and put this first coat down. Make our little bubbles, our little planets, at least the background. This is pretty good, pretty good. I guess I can use this. Now let's find the right paintbrush. So, something like this, I guess. This looks just, or maybe this. I have several choices. Oof. Guess it doesn't matter. They both look just about the same. I'll go with this one. Let's soak this up for a few seconds. Let's check out camera number 1. Get that ready. There we go. Pull that up. Zoom in. All right. That looks pretty good. There we go. So, okay, I guess I'm ready to go. Camera number 1 is ready to film. So I guess I'll just put the music on and start making my little bubbles. So let's go for it. There we go. Just move this over so I'm not in front of the lens again. Can't stand that. There we go. go. We want these to look like they're just random anywheres, but of course, there has to be a nice balance between all these bubbles. Nothing here because there's going to be my nuclear guy. So we can just move on over to the purple. Bring this baby over. There we go. Beautiful. Very good. This is so much fun. Go, nice fat one right there. All right. Now, if these circles are not perfect, it doesn't really matter because on top of that, there's going to be orange paint and then the red detail. So I have many chances to catch up anything that's screwed up. Maybe one little one right here. All right, thank you, gentlemen, for the music. That was Jacek on the guitar and the vocals. My friend Lucien on the drum, and on the violin we had Diego. There we go. So, where are we at here? Let me just pull camera number 1 back. So we have a global view of all 3 of these posters. Just like that. And that's what I thought. The paint is definitely not dry for the second coat. So basically we have come to the end of our show. So that is basically view from camera number 2 right there. And then we'll switch off to camera number 1. And there you have it. That is the conclusion of today's stream. Tomorrow we will add the first coat of these bubbles. Hopefully we won't have to put 2 coats, but we'll decide and we'll see that tomorrow. So we'll do, this is what's coming up next. We'll put this first, maybe second coat. If not the second coat, then the details to the orange. Then we're going to do some splattering of some paint. And then we'll see where we are once we get to that point. So anyways, my friends, I want to thank you for joining me. I hope you've enjoyed this stream. I hope as well that you will join me tomorrow for another edition, for the continuation of this painting. Like usual, I'm going to leave you with 2 things. I'm going to leave you first with my schedule, and then like usual by saying, ciao mes amis.